All right, Willis Wonders. We're in a series. This is number five. Number five. The CDC says. The CDC says. Now, I don't quote them a lot. Okay. But sorry, this goes with the sorry, sad but true series. And I'm just saying. I've been saying it. Other people are saying it. The numbers are skewed. The numbers are for some type of agenda, whether it's political, whether it's power, whether it's money, whether it's who knows. But the CDC said in September, okay, and I'm going to go through this, and they said that the COVID-19, of all the deaths that have died of COVID-19, 94% of them were associated with multiple chronic health issues of the individuals, and 6% of the COVID-19 coronavirus, China virus deaths had no additional illnesses. 6%. Now, they've gone on to say that only 4%. But when they gave this report, it was 6%. Do you know what that means? Yes, you've been lied to. Yes, they greatly exaggerated the scenario. Yes, they destroyed the most powerful economy the world has ever seen. And on and on and on. So that's what we're going to talk about that. Now, disclaimer, because I work with seniors, okay, and I understand your concern, and you don't want to, if it's a flu season, you don't want to be, just shaking hands with everybody. I'm a handshaker. I'm a hugger. I get it. And that's a great way of, during flu season, transmitting germs. Shouldn't do, maybe we need to clean up. I find it fascinating that the three things that we should do is wash our hands, right? And, keep some distancing, okay? Like in school, we all learn, in kindergarten, we learn to wash our hands every time, with dirty hands, wash your hands and stuff like that. Distance, people have different distances, space. I do a lot of international travel. Their personal space is a lot different than mine. Yeah, we can be, okay? Spacing. And then the one that really puzzled me was toilet paper. Are you people not using toilet paper? I did learn that before kindergarten. Oh my gosh. But in the healthcare industry, seriously, you guys have been put under a tremendous amount of stress. The guidelines, the hype, and all this stuff. You are working with the people that are in the end stages and been fighting it. And there's a lot of complexities going on there. And I don't want to discount any of that. There isn't any exception with what I'm going to share with you. I still completely believe that. I know personally over a dozen people that died in 2020 working with seniors. That was probably twice as high as a normal year. And some of them, I tell you the truth, I thought almost all of them would have been dead of COVID, but on their death certificates, about half of them. So it actually was better than what I thought, to tell you the truth. Because they've been fighting cancer, they've been fighting diabetes, they've been fighting several chronic diseases. I know these people. I mean, several of them I've known for 25, 30 years. I mean, I know their family too. I know these people, and when they died from COVID, that was just an incorrect thing. They did. Might have been the last straw, but that's not what they died of. So I want to be completely sensitive to that, okay, to the healthcare workers in the arena, the folks in the long-term care facilities. What a awful scenario. On the other hand, If the CDC says 94% of all the information I've told you is an exaggeration. All right, that means that's an awful realization. It's all been lied, we've been played for a very select few power greedy, hungry people. 94% of everything they said was a lie and an exaggeration. 94% of all the medical procedures were completely unnecessary. 94% of all the medical procedures were false and grossly placed. 94% of all the graphs and charts that they showed us every night on TV and we're shoving down our throats and the accounts and everything, they were all misinformation. A trail of fear is all that it was. 94% of the daily updates were a lie. Just increasing that fear. Why? So that you can have government protection. Go back to yesterday, the number 4 rather, when I was talking about the 8 steps for socialism. You're going to see that this is the great final step of throwing America over the cliff of the land of the brave, home of the free, to socialism. This whole gamut. It's awful. That's why I'm saying, I'm sorry. This is sad, but true. I'm just saying, this is true information. This is not conspiracy. CDC said that. Now, when they said that, you have to think, well, what did that really mean? They have cost us a lot. This is Fauci's dream, his entire 50-year career to establish world government. Hospital restrictions were completely unnecessary. I know some of you know that you couldn't see your parents, you couldn't see your loved one, you couldn't see your family member. FaceTime just didn't cut it. Looking through a glass window just didn't cut it. And now we find out that was completely unnecessary. The doctors' clinics and the lockdowns were all an overreaction. All of the financial medical equipment was not needed. The ventilator scenario, how much did that cost us? And that wasn't even for such 94, maybe even 99% of it wasn't even the proper procedure for it. But we made enough for the whole world. And we sold a bunch of them, I guess. So 90% of all the emotional drama could have been avoided. 94% of the long-term care facilities could have had much, much more moderate restrictions on their loved ones. The depression, the loneliness, the loss to thrive, to live, was overwhelming in the senior, is overwhelming in the senior population. 94% of the patients in long-term care would not have lost this thrive to live. Of all the loneliness should have never, ever happened. CDC said it. Okay? CDC said it. Not a constitutional thing. I got a whole list more. Okay? All the depression would have been, which should not have existed. The inability to care for these, to see family in an institutionalized situation. Family stress was unnecessary. The drug and alcohol addictions skyrocketed. Marriage stress and conflict shut up. And it's all over a falsehood. Child abuse, false narrative. 94% of our education. What we've done to our children in education. This is a socialistic platform right here, by the way, to the max. all on a false narrative. What they've put our teachers through. I've got 2 teachers in the family, man. They're troopers. They're overcomers. But, wow. Awful, awful. What do you think our kids are really, really learning? Fear. Mediocrity. Just getting by. They're not really learning to achieve right now. 94% of the learning was stolen from them. The school experiences for these juniors and seniors. What about all these athletes looking to get into college, and all of that is gone, robbed from them. Family lifestyles, that might have actually enhanced. Families were forced to be families. And many of them, I know in my neighborhood, many of them did a really, really good job. I'm out there seeing them all biking together, walking together. And that was nice, actually. I was working like a dog, but they were all out there. Parents and young adults' jobs jeopardized needlessly. Corporate America, oh man, was strangled by a lie. Small businesses have been crushed. Family dreams have been mauled like never before, destroyed. Employment was displaced needlessly. People say that it's still working, businesses are still working. Not. They are, this remote stuff. But what used to take me a 10-minute phone call now takes me 45 minutes. I don't call that very productive for them and for me and the people that I'm working for. The businesses, the safe restriction, completely unnecessary. Business expenses, the adaptation was completely a cost not needed. It was interesting that all of us could afford to do it because we've all just been through this huge economic boom that President Donald Trump provided for us. The federal, state, city restrictions, all a falsehood. CDC, I'm saying it again, said in September that 94% of all the deaths were related with people who had multiple chronic conditions. Now, I'm not saying they should die. I'm not saying anything like that, but a flu, a cold could finish off these people. And we did all of this for that? So many unpleasant words that come into my mind. Trillions of dollars was simply wasted on a lie. But it does do a great promotion for socialism. Political leaders had taken advantage of this power. You don't have that power. The Constitution doesn't give you the power that some of these governors are exercising to strangle you. Liquor store is open. Don't you go to church, you'll go to jail. It's going to cost you money. Now, what is that? Think about that. Just think about it. Think. Don't just follow blindly. That's what I'm trying to share with you, is things are happening and we're just trying to act like they don't. And that's why I'm going through this sad but true series. Wake up. Be engaged. The procedures were all done unconstitutionally. Anything that's mandated is China, Venezuela, North Korea, Cuba, Russia. It's not America. It's voluntary. Churches, charities. What I'm disappointed in, I'm glad we shut down for 2 weeks. Just this thing, and we did. Obviously, all the numbers they predicted were like 5 to 10 times higher than what actually happened. So maybe the 2 weeks helped a lot. Okay, maybe it wasn't nearly as bad as they thought it was, but this response of my churches of closing for so long, it just really disheartened me. And to this day, a year later, many churches haven't opened up yet. I have so many questions there. So many questions. A political play of the elite, of the wealthy, Republican or Democrat, and all 94% of all this done was a major step forward to socialism, totalitarianism, total control. And actually it's 96%. So I'm just wondering. The suggestion of something done for evil purposes is very possible. China not liking our new trade deals, retaliating with a germ bomb, the Democrats that want to ruin Trump's tremendous success and will do and did anything possible to stop him. I have to praise God for our president personally. Then there's this big money and big medical organization. They've had dominance. I mean, why is our medical cost so blooming high compared to the rest of the world, including China and Japan and very Europe and everything? Way more, way. We have big pharmaceuticals. We have big doctor groups. Wow. And they organize this plague and dialogue with the novel and the pandemic, strikes fear in the heart of so many people. Bill Gates and Fauci have interest in the Wahoo clinic there. Just FYI, I'm just saying that's a fact that's out there. And Gates has predicted since 2015 that we're going to have a pandemic. How and why does he know that? I'm not going to say more than that. Soros wants to destroy America. On and on. The foundations of hate and greed. They just keep going. So sorry. Sad but true. I'm just saying serious. And I'm just wondering. All right. Now don't forget, we have hope. We have blessings. We have so many other things. I don't have time to give you a bunch of verses. You know them. That's what we're getting. And but I just don't want to ignore the reality of what's going on today so we can properly get engaged and get in the battle. Get dressed up. Ephesians chapter 6. I'm Jim Willis, caring for you and yours.